or we hump a girl. Yikes! But you know, oh, turkey based in the bitch. But anyway,
Okay.
but I'm just saying, like, we could still have a kid. So like, just because I'm gay doesn't mean I don't want a son. I still want a son. I want to see a little egg-headed, flat back, neck, double chin, one dimple, pretty like you know.
You want to see you?
Yeah, I do, and you know, I think again, I think it goes back to ego. I think it goes back to black parents having to explain why that kid is gay, or two, black parents feeling like someone like they're not as good or something happened to that kid to make them gay. I don't necessarily think it's a legacy thing. We didn't grow up with a lot of money, so I don't think our parents were thinking about legacy. I think they were more so thinking about well possibly.
Well, how do you link legacy and money together?
So when I'm thinking about legacy of money, so going back to specifically black parents, especially if you're coming from like a poor community like I did, they don't know much about different options in terms of having children. So
Okay,
surrogacy, they don't know much about surrogacy, artificial insemination, whatever that process looks like, adoption, whatever it is. Like I don't think that's something that's really talked about. At least it wasn't talked about growing up in my household or
No, it wasn't.
with other families or whatever. And so they don't know that those are options. They might have an idea, but they really don't know about it. And so when you are gay and you come out to your family, or if they out you, whatever that looks like for you, it's like, okay, dang, my child, he or she's not gonna have a child because they're gay or lesbian. And again, I think that goes back to the lack of information that our families may or may not have, as well as the lack of financial resources to be able to provide that family for, gay or lesbian individuals.
Yeah, my little brother said that shit a couple months ago. About he made some comment about like me not having a kid because I'm gay or whatever. And I was like, if I really wanted to have a kid, if that was like number one top priority, I would have had a fucking kid.
Yeah.
Like just because I'm gay doesn't mean I can't have a kid.
So
So I had to
I
check
see
his
what you're
ass.
saying. So,
Shit.
but like, so now on the other side of that, with my nephews, I'm glad that my nephews grew up in a house with me where they knew I was gay. Like my nephews to the point where they was fighting their friends, like banking their friends for saying shit, like saying little slick shit about me. Like there's been times where they'd be in school.
Can you explain what banking is? Because people
Oh,
outside of Baltimore don't know
jumping.
what that
When he got
is.
banged, he got jumped. Like they beat the hell
By
out of
multiple
him.
people, right?
By
Yeah.
multiple
Yeah.
people. They got my nephews are not small. They 6'1" football players. So when they fight, I can't hold them back. And like both of them got anger issues, and they're very protective of their family. So there'd be instances where I'd be like, "Why y'all fighting?" And I'm like, "Well, my friend was talking about you be getting fucked." And I'm like, "Well, I appreciate you defending my name, but." I didn't say them like I do, but
So let's talk
like,
about
it's
that.
don't be disrespectful. Don't try my uncle,
Right.
because I was involved with a lot of my nephews, like because their father wasn't really like so I tried to step in. Me and my brother-in-law like stepped in and tried to be like that figure to like let them know, hey, there's someone else besides just your father or male figure to like look out for you and help you out. So when I come around, his little friends would say little shit, but I couldn't hit him because I'm an adult technically, so. Like when I'm not around, apparently my nephews was checking them. But like they got into a lot of fights in school behind like just defending me. And I tell them like, I don't want y'all to not defend me, but you ain't always gotta hit somebody. Like find a different way to defend me and or yourself without hitting somebody. Because that was their first go-to. Like let's jump them. I always told my nephews like, y'all fight together, not each other. And I noticed that growing up, they started wanting to hang out with me, or they started using their words, like even the lingo on like reading. So I was noticing that they was picking up stuff that I would do. So I had to kind of pull back from that, but I was trying to find a balance because I don't want to pull back all the way because I want them to feel comfortable. Because like shit, people gay, and I don't know what my nephews what goes on the back of their mind. I don't know one of them, whatever the case may be, like. find your comfort level and don't let nobody like bitch you about it. Pretty much.
I just feel like humans, period, think because you're gay, you're weak.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that he get fucked in his ass thing come from. Think about like on power versus empire, right? So everybody really didn't care about Jussie Smollett's character, or like maybe 50 Cent was reading Jussie Smollett's character, but he had a dope ass in Power. They had a dope ass character, Lobos. Lobos was fucking gay.
Yeah.
But we respected Lobos because he was fucking crazy.
He was pushing like he was the
He
king.
was
He was
yeah.
Okay, I didn't watch.
And we
is that the one? No, I'm thinking of Atlanta.
That's 50 Cent show won what 8
Stars.
I know what Power is, but I didn't watch. But I was thinking of Atlanta. I'm thinking of the one that looked like Michael Jackson.
I haven't watched Atlanta, so I don't.
The show Atlanta with Danny Glover.
Yeah, but it was a villain or like a guy with like a drug dealer. Like, he looked like Michael Jackson. Like but that's what he was gay. But that's what I was thinking about. But no.
But yeah, I just think that just like you automatically gotta be fucked in the ass because you're gay, and like I think back to like when I was working at McDonald's at a young age, where like they were trying to figure out if I was gay. I had long hair, I was fine as shit, I had goals like in my mouth or whatever, and I would come to work. And like they would be like asking, like when my homeboys would come up there and like eat and shit like that, they would be like asking them questions. And like one of my boys was like, shit, he get more pussy than I do. Mm-hmm. And like everybody just like bust out laughing. Mm-hmm. Like why? Like that's what like everyone feels
like people have a fascination with is somebody gay or not. It's weird.
I don't think so. I just think that they just think that we're weaker. We're weak.
I think a part of it is that, but people have like people, for whatever reason, they have to know or want to know. And I don't understand why. But it's like,
it's giving expect a gadget. It's gonna like, bitch, I gotta expect your life to confirm.
Yeah.
I don't pay your bills.
Yeah.
But let me jump in your business.
But what I will say is that I've had a really good coming out or outing experience. I haven't had a lot of pushback or negative reactions to me being gay. I don't know if it's because of the person that I am. I've always been like a good guy, a nice guy. I've always been pretty popular in school. And so people respected me. You know, I was always in like organizations or I played a sport or whatever it looked like people, again, always respected me. And I think people wanted to know so they could defend me. So for example, like I've had a lot of friends ask me if I was gay. I would deny it in high school. And then when they finally found out that I was gay, whether they found out from somebody else or if I came to them and told them, they was like, Deontay, I wanted to know to defend you because people were saying this stuff. And in my mind, I didn't think you were gay. Like one of my best friends to this day, she would always swear down and say, Deontay not gay. That's because she didn't know. I've never had that conversation with her. And maybe she was blinded, but a lot of it is they just wanted to defend me as a person. And him being gay is not the only part of who he is. You know, but my family has accepted me, my friends have accepted me, and I've truly had a blessed experience with coming out. And I know a lot of gay people don't necessarily have that same experience, so I feel for them. But I've been one of the lucky ones to have a pretty good experience with people accepting me for who I am.
I agree. I had a lot. It wasn't easy, but I had a lot more fun, for lack of better terms, coming out than the stressful part. So now we got that part off the table. Let's move on to more so. Well, we already kind of talked about how family reacted. So that was a subject that I wanted to touch on, but we kind of did already. So there's no need to like really revisit that. Let's talk about how it shaped you to become who you are, or coming to be who you are. Like my teen years, like from 17 to 21, I was a different type of gay. From 21 to 26, I was a different type of gay. But I don't feel like I got comfortable with me and being gay until I turned 30. Mm-hmm. Like 30 is where I knew like you can't tell me I'm that bitch. You can't tell me nothing. Like 20s, I had a hell of insecurities. Like I gained weight, lost weight, gained weight, lost weight, gained weight. Dealt with other like eating disorders. Like it was so much shit that just fucked with my self-esteem. So like, and I feel like that was me like trying to fit in with different groups. Like I walked bars, I was in houses like.
But that I feel like that you just dibbling and dabbling. You don't know who you
You're
are.
trying to figure out who you want to be.
Yeah, you don't know who you are.
Got in situations where I damn near got killed, like literally got killed, like guns to my head. Like the first night I decided to be gay as I describe it, and join a house. I was down Sportsman's being grown. The gays in the parking lot fucking with the trade, and he pulls out a gun. I hear a gun go off. I'm trying to run back to the car. I didn't know what direction it came from. As soon as I turned the corner, he put a gun straight to my head. He said, "Your faggot ass better run the other way before I kill you." So in the back of my mind, I was like, I'm about to die. He heard police sirens. He was like, "Run before I kill you." I just turned around and ran down the alley. I just knew he was going to shoot me in my back or something. And like, ironically, the people I rode down there with was at the other end of the alley. And I'm like, these bitches left me to die. Like, when I had to think, like, somebody's shooting, I'm getting away too. So
Yeah.
I dibble and dabble through different groups, like trying to figure out who I wanted to be friends with, or not who I wanted to be friends with, just what group of friends works best for me. And I actually wouldn't take that experience back, with the exception of almost getting killed. Because me coming out and hanging out with these people, it introduced me to other scenes and meeting other people. Like my solid group of friends that you see me with today, like that's, I feel like those are gonna be my friends for life. It's hard to make new friends. It's hard to make new friends, genuine new friends.
Yeah.
Like everybody, especially with social media now, because everybody wants to be social. I'll wait. Goodbye. Goodbye. Sorry, my child came out the room. Bye all the way. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you. Like everybody's social climbing. Like I would, like in my early 30s, like when I figured out who I wanted to be and like trying to connect with new people, because I always call myself a social butterfly. It's easy for me to connect with people. But like, look y'all, it's Channel Blue. I'm like, get me out your camera. I'm not. First of all, like, don't put me on your feed. Like, I don't know you like that. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not that comfortable. Like, I want to make sure I look my best first. Like, second of all, why are you so pressed to hook me up here? I'm not even the most popular one out of this group. You social climbing on the wrong one. So stuff like that, like helping me figure out which group or which friends I had to be like. I've had people, transgenders, the most feminine, the most masculine. I hung out with gay thugs, and I found the group. Like, again, the ones that you see today, like, that's just right for me. And these are not the people that I started out with, but these are the people that I met.
That's how it always is.
Coming out, that's like just perfect for me. Like, everyone in my friendship, I have a different type of bond and/or connection that I do for all my friends as I do for each other. But I do treat them differently.
Yeah.
How you treat them versus what you do for them is two different things. So do you two share that similar experience, and/or is there anyone from day one that's still there, or is it different?
So it's both. I have friends that I've been friends with since elementary school, middle school, high school, and even my adult life, college and post-college. But I value friendship, and the reason why I say that is because I look at my mom and her friendships. And so my mom, there was a group of 7 of them. They've known each other since elementary, middle, and high school. And they're 7 ladies, 7 girls, inseparable 7. And
Is that what they call themselves?
they used to have parties together, and that was their, like, in Baltimore City, like, everybody know who they are. They're inseparable 7. And so when I think about friendship, I think about their friendship, because 30, 40 years later, they're still friends and they're still close. And I remember growing up, I was like, I want to have friends like this. I haven't always had that close-knit circle, but I do still have friends that I've been, like one of my best friends, we've been friends since elementary school. Another one of my best friends, we just reconnected, but we've been best friends since middle school. And so I say that to say, yes, your friendship circles sometimes shift, but I've been blessed to have friends since very early on in my life. And they've been on this journey with me in terms of me coming out, not coming out, trying to figure out who I am as a person. And I'm very appreciative of them because they've never judged me. They've always accepted me. But they always wanted to know, is he gay or not? And it goes back to I was afraid to tell them, but they still accepted me for who I am. Like I can tell you, like from the age of 4 or 5, this might sound crazy, but I always knew that I was different. I couldn't necessarily conceptualize and say what that difference was, but I knew that that difference was me being attracted to the same sex. And when you're 5, 6, 7 years old, based on what your family has told you or what's around you, being gay or liking the same sex is not right. And so I always internalized that. And so I tried to pray the gay out of me. I tried to stop doing my homosexual acts or whatever you want to call it. But I had to realize like this is who I am as a person. And even in high school, especially the beginning of high school, ninth and 10th grade, when I was still dating girls, it was a struggle because I knew that at the end of the day, I was also attracted to boys or
I
men.
hated it.
And
Get
I
this
had
vagina
to
away from me.
exactly. I had to get comfortable with myself, and how it shaped me was that I knew that no matter. So one thing. So I feel like with gay guys, we have to be twice as better as straight people. This might sound bad or wrong, but I do think so.
I agree.
Because it's like we have to work harder. Especially if you're black and gay as well. You have to work harder, and you also have to work smarter. And I think that that's why you see a lot of black gay successful men, because it's like if the only thing you can say about me is that I'm gay, I'm winning. And I've always tried to position myself in a way where if the only negative thing you can say about me is that I'm gay, which to me is not negative at all, I've achieved what I'm supposed to in life, or I'm achieving at least this piece of life, or whatever the case may be. And so it's taught me how to be grounded in who I am. It's taught me how to stick up for myself, as well as stick up for other people, because I can be in a conversation with people and they're saying stuff about gay people, and these people might not know that I'm gay, but I can choose to speak up about it or to be silent. But now that I'm truly comfortable with myself, I'll speak up about it. Because you're not going to offend me, and you're also not going to offend my brothers and sisters who are a part of the gay community. So it's just taught me how to be a stronger person. It's taught me how to be confident. And I think a huge part of that was my family and friends accepting me for who I am. Because we all want acceptance, whether we want to admit it or not. We want to be accepted by the people that we love. And
I agree. Now, make sure how much do you care about being accepted?
I do care. Um, and it's not in the sense of being accepted by people outside of, it's not about being accepted by strangers. It is about being accepted by the people that I cherish
your
and
loved
hold dear,
ones.
my loved ones, yes,
Okay.
whether that's friends or family.
I
So
agree
I do
the same
care.
way.
And while I'm still going to live my life, but I want them to be a part of my life while I'm living my life, if that makes sense.
So mine is same but different. So growing up, again, it goes back to like 90s, early 2000s. All we saw were unattractive gay guys like on TV and stuff like that. So I was on Black Planet. I met like a great group of guys. We were like, what, 16, 17 years old. We all went to different schools. One went to Walbrook, one went to City, one went to Poly, one went to Randallstown. Like, and we all hung out. Like, we all, somehow, we all knew each other because we all met each other off of Black Planet. Or like I met one person and that person met a person, and so that person was cool, so that person brought that person in, or whatever. I can honestly say to this day, like, so let me rewind. I never thought that I would be able to find a group of young black gay guys who were attractive and stylish or whatever. So that's
Okay.
what made me gravitate towards them and have this like broship. Like the first two guys who I met, they actually knew each other, but I met them separately or whatever. And I was just so intrigued by them, like pretty much like actually infatuated. Um, and then like it was us three, and then we branched out and we brought other people in like to our friendship to the point where we would literally talk every day after school. It would literally be like a 4 or 5 way call, us just recapping kikiing for like 2 3 hours or whatever. I'm no longer friends with them because I feel like I hate saying this, but I just feel like I just feel like I fucking hate saying outgrowing.
But it happens.
It happens.
It happens.
It's a
It's
time.
true. It's true.
So we're no longer friends, and it wasn't like we stopped being friends while we were teenagers. It was more so like we stopped being friends 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 31, 32, like in our 30s. That like or whatever. And like I cherish their friendships. Like my mom loved them or whatever. But as we grew, I started meeting new people, right? We all started meeting people. They started bringing people around me. I started bringing people around them. To be honest, like it just seems like me personally, I don't care. I don't really much care for like some people who my friends bring around like that. And then also some of my friends have this expectation that I have to be friends with them. Or like if I'm not so buddy buddy or chummy with them, it's an issue. Whereas though my friends that I bring around them or brought around them, it was more so their bond was genuine. Like I'm not gonna force y'all to be friends.
Yeah.
Whereas though it's
It happens,
opposite.
it don't.
Yeah, it's opposite. Like you're forcing me to be friends with him because I'm friends with you. That's not fair to me. That's not fair to him. Whereas though if he was my friend, if you guys have an organic bond, y'all have your bond
Yep.
or whatever. And it was a lot. It was a lot. Then like being like young adults and trying to navigate like your career, finances, money, family, and your sexuality. It's a lot. And then like I started hanging with newer people, like you know, like for example, like someone who I knew since like 2001. They were like away or whatever. Then I started incorporating them. They didn't like him or whatever. And it's just what I've learned is that you do outgrow people, even though I hate saying that fucking word.
It's a
No,
term that's
whatever.
true.
It's true.
You do
There's
outgrow.
nothing bad about
You
it.
do grow out people, but I'm happy to say like my core friends, I have known them for a very long time. They weren't my friends who I like came out as gay with, but like I did know them when I was a young black gay man or whatever.
Was or is?
Is
Both.
was is, but I'm just saying like, and the way how it shaped me today is that you just have high expectations and you just know what you want. Like as a friend, like you can easily tell someone who's like, "Oh, I'm rocking with this bitch," or whatever, or it'd be like, "Oh, well, she's just a bitch who I could just have a good time when we get drunk."
So I'm glad you said that. So you have, no matter how close you are, you just.
So, yeah,
I know
most
some people
definitely.
gonna listen in on this, and it's gonna come back and make it sound like I'm the bad guy.
No.
No. I want to give an example. I love you. You my bitch. I still consider you one of my closest and best friends, but you're a club girlfriend.
There's nothing
It's
wrong with
fun
that.
with you at the club, but I don't see no growth of you outside the club.
So I don't think you need to
Times.
say that. I don't think you need to say that because that's harsh, right?
Y'all thinking I say it.
But you can also think about it like,
Well, how
bitch,
would you say it? How would you
or
say
you
it?
could just be like, okay, girl, like, bitch, this is how I see our friendship. Like, I think I had a talk with one of my friends, like a newer friend. I was like, look, we have fun when we hang out and stuff like that, but we don't always have to go out when we hang out. We can like watch TV, we can drink in the house, like, we can watch drag racing even though I don't like that or whatever. We don't always have to, like, I'm more than just a fun friend.
Yeah, right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, now that you say that, I mean, that can give you that can give you your in, like to say, like, okay, show me more
Than this. Yeah.
No, I mean I feel like you need friends like that.
True.
Everyone has a place. Everyone has a place in
Yes.
your life.
Yeah.
So that's that friend who can bring you out of a dark place by bringing you out and get you out of the house. But then that friend is not good with relating to personal or being intimate.
Yeah.
So that's the socialite.
Yeah, I can honestly tell you, like, those you know how when you're gonna have a good night. Like me, my experience is the people who I've had one of those like one in a life, not one in a lifetime, but like once in a year, 2 year type of night, like a night where it was just a fucking banging ass night. I wasn't with my core friends. I was with the ones what you said, like the party girls
But even
or whatever.
even one of the party girls can be a core friend.
Yeah.
They just have a place. Like
Bitch, a party girl cannot be a core friend. You confusing me. A
So
party
this
girl
per-
cannot
okay,
be
let
a
me give
core
you-
friend.
Let me give you a better explanation. So this person is a part of the group. They've been there. Through personal, through good and bad, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Right.
But certain things you just can't relate to them to.
You're right.
But they're still a core friend. It's just you tried to bring them in other ways and incorporate them, but they just have their place there, the party friend. They won't come to certain events. They won't do certain things with you.
Okay, I got you.
Do you
I
think that
understand.
makes sense?
Yeah, so like my big brother, he know who he is. Like I consider him a core friend or whatever, and like he's a core friend, but he don't like being around the girls at all. Like I could barely get him. Like I literally have to like if we have brunch, I have to schedule it like 10 days in advance. Like if we hang out, I have to like it has to be like we doing this, or like if it's anything last minute, he's not coming. If it's like if it's at Deontay house instead of my house, he's not coming. He likes he can only be around the girls a certain amount
Is
of
this
time.
your blood brother?
No, he's just like a big brother to me. He's a core
Is he
friend.
gay?
Yeah, he's gay. He's
But
just
don't want to be around it. Okay.
like another
Those
one.
are
have
always
your
a-
reasons.
those-
My A1
those
is
are
like
always
that.
a puzzle to me.
But my A1 is like that. He don't like being around the girls. I'm just saying, like, so I understand what you're saying, but I don't know.
Sorry. When I hear those type of people, I hear those type of people complaining, gay people complaining about gay people. That's the first thing I hear. I mean, but to each his own. There's nothing wrong with.
But
them,
they're two separate people, though. I can
They
say
are.
that they're two separate people. Like the one that complains that, like, they both don't like being around the girls, so they have a time limit. All right, bitch, I'ma come.
That okay.
But bitch,
I'd rather deal
I'm
with
gone.
that than well, it
Whatever.
depends on how much they complain about it. Let me say that. I feel
But you also have to respect that people experience the community differently.
I will
So
say
if their
that.
experiences have not been the best, then it's okay with them not being around.
It's okay with them.
Jason
Alright,
answers
so
like
we
that.
gonna-
So I'm glad you said that though, bitch. I'm glad now that it makes me think because you would think like I know who I'm pretty sure I think I know who you're talking about, but like for example, I think about Brianna, right? Like me and Hank was talking about him, and Hank
Can we
was,
lighting up a cold?
You don't have to. It's
no,
okay.
not yours. Me and Hank was talking about him, and Hank was just like, I don't think that he's like a core friend. She's just like a party girl, have fun type girl.
Mhm.
But like over the last couple of weeks, I get to see like he actually
You can
has
see a
some
different
depth.
side. Yeah.
Like outside of Phil and Troy, like I can see that he has some depth to him. He's actually like a
I'm
good
gonna just let this
guy.
film and edit it.
Yes, sir. He's actually a good guy. He's just from a smaller city than Baltimore.
Somebody asked about him recently. You have a conversation about him.
I get. I mean, well, let me play devil's advocate because I can be that
Are
way.
you back recording or not?
No, not yet. I ain't with this one.
Yeah.
Let me play devil's advocate because I can be that person sometimes. But if I'm gonna be, everybody's not gonna be custom to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I know how to tune people out in my face. Like what you do or how extra you are is as long as I'm not directly interacting with you, it's not gonna bother me.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be the person to sit there and shame you for being you and do it, go back and talk behind your back.
Mm-hmm.
So whether I know you or not. Type of people. Like my motto is if you ain't say it to me, it was never said. But like when I see people like that, I just be like, so you complaining about a gay person being gay? Oh, they too extra. Well, how should they be?
But I think a part of that also, with that word extra, and I get, because I've been around extra gay men, some people might think I'm an extra gay man, whatever. But I think a part of that is also like internal homophobia. That because our community is a spectrum. You have people like us, you have people like other people, you have people like this, And when you are uncomfortable, a little bit uncomfortable with yourself, you tend to project that onto others, and that's unfair. Like it's one thing to have a bad experience around certain people. It's another thing to just judge people and not want to be around them because you're not comfortable with yourself, which is an issue for me.
Like I'm so comfortable. Like whatever you talk about, whatever you do, as long as you don't inflict it on me directly, do it.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's like I'm glad I had the experience of trying to figure out what type of gay I want to be. Like,
Yeah.
just being involved in different scenes and like it helps me. Like, hey, do you?
Yeah.
Refill this cup. Change this little background music. I've been playing summer for a while. What should be next? Wangi, Trayron.
Thank you, bitch. Ashtray. Trey Ron. Or just call me Trey.
Trey.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Bitch, I need to use your bathroom because I got to too.
Alright. So y'all been sipping tequila. So the only thing that's really left to talk about is like alter ego to fit in, which kind of ties in with peer pressure, and then just like life after coming out.
Okay.
Just like leading up to now. So this will be the last segment.
Okay. What we did 2 segments so far?
Yeah. Did I leave my cup in there? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
That I desire.
But my nephew is really, really good with editing.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna help me with the editing. He's gonna do it on. I gotta send this stuff to him on his Mac. So I was telling Deontay, the only thing that's really left is like creating. Did you create an alter ego to fit in, which ties in with peer pressure, and then just like life after coming out, which is like leading up to now.
Okay.
Hey y'all. I left my cup in the kitchen again. This
As
is
you
a
just
fucking
went to
shame.
bed.
This is a damn shame. Like, what did I do? I grabbed something. Oh, I can't do this stuff. Deontay, do you remember where you left off that saying? No.
Like, he can only be around the girls a certain amount of time. No, he's just like a big brother. He's
Okay,
a
if you
core.
sound better when I put
Yeah,
this
you can.
in front of y'all.
Okay.
He's just like another one. My A1 is like that. But my A1 is like that. He don't like being around the girls. I'm just saying, like, so I understand what you're saying, but I don't know.
I hate those type of people. I hate those type of people complaining. Gay people complaining about gay people. That's what the first thing I hate. It's nothing wrong with
But they two separate people though. I can say that. They two separate people. Like the one that complains that like they both don't like being around the girls or they have a time limit. I bet you I'm gonna
Fucking
come that.
time limit.
But bitch, I'm gone.
it. All depends on how much it
Okay, actually, Andre like
You
that
also
too.
have to respect that people experience
You're like,
Yeah, I can see that.
the community differently. So if their experience.
I was actually surprised he stayed so long after the Halloween party. But Trina was there, so felt
You
comfortable.
hear when you stop?
No, I hit it like so. Something about comfortable or something.
It's nothing wrong with
But they two separate people though. I can say that. They two separate people. Like the one that complains that like they both don't like being around the girls or they have a time limit. I bet you I'm gonna come that. But bitch, I'm gone.
it. All depends on how much they.
You also have to respect that people experience the community differently. So if their experiences have not been the best, then it's okay with them not being around.
It's okay with them not being around. Do you remember what you was gonna finish saying after that? It's the question.
It's not okay for them not to be around no more. It's not.
But I think that's incorrect. You
Okay,
choose.
wait. Wait. I want you to
Okay.
sit that.
Okay.
Pick up. Okay. 1, 2.
But it's not okay for them not to be around, bro. Like, if you're coming here to support me, you need to be here. Whether you're here for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, hour and 30. You can dip.
Okay,
Like,
so
that's why I cut some of, like, the people who I was cool with when I was a teenager off. Like, I was the first one to buy a house. Like, not, like, inherit a house or move into my mom's house or whatever. I was the first one. I expected all of them to be there, no matter what. They said they were going to be there. They wasn't there, and I'm no longer friends with them.
okay.
So if we get married next year, and one of your friends who don't really like being around the girls is not gonna come because of that, then how you gonna feel?
I would feel sad. I would be hurt. But at the same time, of course, I would want them to be there to honor me and our bond and enjoy our wedding or ceremony, whatever that looks like. But I think also we need to respect people's boundaries. And if we can zoom out and not even thinking about like homosexuality, we all choose different places where we go, different people that we want to be around, no matter what they look like, who they are, or what their sexuality is. And so if I say I don't want to be around this person because they make me feel uncomfortable for whatever reason, respect my
You should
boundaries.
respect that.
Exactly. So that's all I'm saying. And it's
So-
okay for people
And I
to
agree.
choose.
It's
Alright.
okay for them not to be there.
Yeah.
That's good
They
on
don't have to
wax.
be there for
That's good on
everything.
what?
But no, that's good on wax.
Okay.
That's good on wax.
Okay.
But if I'm having an event to celebrate a milestone or celebrate me buying my second investment property, bitch, you need to be there. I don't give a
No,
fuck.
that I agree.
But
I
now
agree.
people can celebrate you differently than what you expect them to celebrate you as. So if they are there in the sense of, I don't have to come to your big grand opening because I don't necessarily like being around people, but guess what? I'll come on a random night, on
No.
a random Tuesday, or I'll
sir.
buy you this. I think that's
No,
okay.
sir.
No?
If I'm opening up
They're
my
showing
own
a way to
motherfucking
support-
shot,
They're showing a way to support.
No.
people.
It's support
No,
is different.
You can't
ma'am.
define. You can't
You support
define.
people different.
No,
You can't
sir.
define how somebody
No.
can support
Support
you.
you.
so if you telling me that you opening up your own shop and you're A1,
Okay, I see where you going. I see where you going.
no sir, that's
where
an
you're
excuse.
going.
No,
No, wait,
sir,
I get it.
no,
Wait.
no sir,
Wait.
that's an excuse to
Now
get
let
cut
me ask you this.
off.
Would you rather that person come to the event and be standoffish and possibly
Yes.
mess up the vibe?
What do you mean? It's gonna be so many people there where you can't mess up the vibe. My friends are like that. Like one of my friends, he's a teacher or whatever, right? He don't like being around the girls like that. He actually brings +1s, so he won't.
Kind of a wingman.
Yeah.
Yes, you have that.
This bitch be in the we upstairs fucking backing it up,
But he's still present.
fucking dropping it low. This bitch in the basement sitting down watching fucking YouTube videos. I said, oh bitch, I thought you would have been left by now. Oh no, I'm here. Okay. No, that's no excuse for that. It's no excuse for you to put up your anxiety for.
You can't.
But
Don't throw the A word around. Don't throw the A word around.
That's a real thing.
That's a real
You
thing.
just-
I
cannot use
understand.
that.
So I understand. Okay, so I understand mental health, but what I'm saying is,
You can't use that in
Everyone
you
is-
can't use
everyone-
the A word in the same
listen,
sentence.
everyone is anxious going into a party, whether it's your best bitch party, whether it's a party in Peachy County, whether it's a party in DC. Bitch, you anxious. You anxious when you about to walk up, you get out the car and you
There's a
walk into
difference
the
between
house.
anxious and anxiety.
It's the same thing. What are you talking about?
No,
It's the same root word. What are you talking
it's
about?
the same root word, but there's a different. Like I can be.
So
anxious
I'm saying if you're having mental health issues, right?
Okay.
You can put that away unless it's something very like I don't know. I take it back, bitch. But I just
because this is coming from someone who did like.
I
As
just
much as
feel
I'm a
like-
social butterfly. I have anxiety attacks like
yeah,
and
we
don't
all
know
do.
why. Like it's just random. Like to the point where I take medication for it and I hate.
Some
the
people have
medication.
to be charged. You have to be recharged, and you have to be charged up to deal with certain people. Just because you might be a social butterfly, you have to be charged up to deal with all of that. You may not be charged up to back parties. All right, bitch, I got you at the first one and the last one, bitch. But 5 parties in a row, no, ma'am.
Oh man.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, if this is something near and dear to you, but you have to put your friend first because you know your friend would be there for you.
Okay, I see that. I see your point there. I mean, that's when you threw the A word out there. It was a trigger.
You definitely were triggered.
No, but I'm just saying, like, me personally, I understand the mental health issue. I have friends who have mental health issues. I know how it is. Like sometimes, like Wednesday, I was having a bad night. I was having a bad night with work, whereas though I wasn't able to mentally prepare myself to hang out with Deontay and his friends at his house because, you know, whatever was going on at work, I was so drained from that. I just couldn't get myself together mentally to come around his friends and not be a drag. You know what I'm
So
saying?
you didn't want to be a Debbie Downer.
Because like that's an intimate setting, but a setting where it's going to be multiple people there, a lot of stuff going on. In my opinion, I don't think you can be a drag. But if it's an intimate setting, I understand where you're coming from.
I think you can be a drag because people, at least for me, I pay attention to people and their body language and how they're acting. So if I see somebody,
if you have 50 to 100 people,
if you have 50 to 100 people at your house, right? Everybody's enjoying themselves, and you see maybe 2 people in the corner. Me being like, I like to host. You like to host as well. More than likely, you're gonna walk up to, hey,
Are you
are you okay? Do you need
Yeah.
something?
but you ain't gonna fuck my party up.
No, it's not about
that.
it's not about that, but you want to make sure that everybody there. The reason why you're inviting people into your space is for everybody to have a good time. Not saying that everybody have to have a good time at the same time because everybody have highs and lows at events. But if you notice that this person throughout the entire night is just not enjoying themselves, you're going to try to figure out what can I do to make this person feel a bit more comfortable, or what can I do to make sure this person is enjoying themselves in your space.
I don't agree with that. That's too much. Bitch, take a shot. Get some of the eggs off, and bitch, let's go. Bitch, what's your favorite
A
song?
shot don't solve everything.
What do you
My favorite
mean?
song might come on.
Bitch, I shot in your favorite song and you be good.
Oh, the single bitch.
Like
Let's
I
say
can
that
tell
makes
you,
sense.
like, all right. So check this out. We were celebrating one of my friends. He just got his highest degree, right? We went to DC. We hung out for a long time. He was ready to go, but he stayed extra longer, or whatever, because it was more than just me and him, or whatever. Driving back to Baltimore or whatever, this bitch was just over it because we stayed so long, and I can understand that. He's one of those type of people where, like, bitch, I could be drained if I'm staying too long.
I'm that friend that would drive my own car.
So I noticed that he was like drained. This bitch was quiet. I'm like, are you good? He was like, yeah, I'm good. I was like, okay, I don't think you're good, but guess what, bitch? I'm about to put this motherfucking Ariana Grande on, bitch. Once I put that motherfucking Ariana Grande on, this bitch was back. Like, this bitch was lip singing like he was motherfucking Mariah Carey. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's an intimate setting.
Yeah.
But take a shot, get over
Smoke
it.
your weed. Do what you got to do.
Yeah.
So you
And
just literally did what he explained.
you made sure that he was comfortable.
And it was
and you
just
hyped him
me.
up.
No, it was just me and him. It
Well, he was
wasn't
saying it's
me
more of an intimate
and
setting, not in a
48
big-
people
not in a
or
big setting.
98 people. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe you should perfect that part of you.
That's a lot of people to make sure it's good, though, right?
Perfect.
No, not necessarily. Again, you're inviting people to your event. So you want to make sure that everybody's having a good time. Not saying that you got to spend tens of minutes with people.
It's
at least
nothing
checking
to.
them. It's not
Hey,
about
you enjoying yourself?
It's about how you
Yeah,
make people
yeah,
feel.
of course.
It's
Yeah,
about how
of
you
course.
make people feel.
Of course.
So if
of
you're
course.
going to invite somebody to something, make them feel like they're wanted and feeling good or whatever the case may be. And that might be hard to do. You know, not everybody's going to warm up or take on to what you're trying to do, but just make people feel like they can enjoy themselves around you and the people that you're inviting around. But I don't think we necessarily have those issues.
Yeah.
I don't, at least from my perspective. But anyway, go ahead. Mr. Host.
Moving along.
Yes, he was right along.
Moving along, bring it across.
Okay.
Another subject I want to touch on is like, did you create an alter ego?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question.
Defining who you were. I created a couple.
Yeah, I did too.
I had one for each different friend. Like,
Yeah.
Code switching.
say it again.
Code switching.
I don't necessarily think it's code switching.
You don't
As
think
we
so?
as we gotten older,
Pause.
Code switching.
Thank you.
but as we've gotten older, it's not code switching.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sorry.
As we gotten older,
as
it's
we've gotten
not.
older, it is code switching. But
Wait,
when we were
hold on.
younger,
You just don't
it
know
wasn't.
that it's code switching.
It's code
You don't
switching no
know.
matter
You
what.
don't know the term.
You just
That's
don't know the
like
term.
earlier when I said I knew I was different. I didn't know that I was gay when I was 4, 5, 6 years old. I knew I was different. I didn't know the term gay or homosexual. So you don't know the term code switching when you're 16, 17, 18, 20.
But you're doing it.
But you're doing it. But now that you're an adult, you understand what code switching is because you've lived
So
it.
when I think about your question, so I understand where you're coming from. When I think about your question, I'm just thinking about when you say alter ego. So for example, I think back to like my friends who I met off of Black Planet. We were 16, 17, 18 years old, right? Some of us had alter egos. Like for example, one of my friends, his name was Eugene, right? But his alter ego, his nickname was Quan. Like if you went to his mother and was like, Quan, she'd be like, bitch, I don't know who you talking about. My son's name is Eugene. And that person didn't know what his real name was. So you couldn't do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say alter ego. Like my alter ego, my name was Nikki 4114. That was my name on Black Planet or whatever, right? But on the streets, they call me Ron. You know what I'm saying?
On the streets.
On the streets, bitch.
Yeah, on the streets, bitch. Wrong.
But like, I can tell you a instance where that alter ego came into play because we was at Schwartzman's and
Is that a bar or something?
that's where I almost got.
it was a parking lot.
Mamas,
It's a
right?
parking lot.
Mamas.
Yeah, it's where the old mamas
My
used to
old
be.
mamas used to be on Fayetteville.
I was hanging out in the gutters.
You were down there. Let me
As
call
I
that.
never been a sportsman.
I've
Last.
seen you in Sportsman.
I was too young. I was just at the let out. I was at the let out.
It's
Sportsman.
We weren't never in Sportsman's.
I don't
It's
know.
always,
It was always
well,
ours.
Mamas off of Sportsman's was boarded up by the time,
Yeah.
Okay.
but you was there.
But I was
there.
You was
You
there.
see-
They were like some girls were from Dunbar, right? And like this was like a time where I think it was like 17 or something like that. They were in the car with like an older gay guy or whatever, and I guess he was hitting on me, and I told him my name was Ron, but I had like fronts, like I had all the top fronts or whatever. That's when this was in.
Trade.
Bitch, we were wearing polo shirts and fitteds. You couldn't tell us shit with
You was
fringes.
influenced by Kanye.
I mean, with
Okay.
with
That
goals
was
or
Kanye,
whatever.
right.
But my thing is this, like, it was word got back to school, and they was like, oh, it's a gay guy who's fine. Dunbar, his name
He was
Ron.
the gay guy. That is.
But no one like they didn't incorporate like
Ron with Trey.
Ron.
Yeah.
Trey Ron.
Oh,
with
so that was
Ron.
your alter ego.
But and another reason why is because a lot of people didn't say my name correctly.
I told you, it's not just
You
me.
probably said
your
Trayvon.
name is hard.
Exactly.
Trayvon.
Trayvon.
Oh, they were saying
I
that.
said it right.
No, it's Trey Ron. The A is pronounced like an E. Trey Ron.
I think the mix up is the R. The second R.
No,
'Cause-
it's the E in the
You think
A.
so? Okay.
It's
Just
TRA.
read your name. I mean-
But anyway, but the alter, I feel like we've all created alter egos. I think as we've gotten older, some people still have alter egos.
I do.
Some people don't. Like,
I do. I do. I have an alter ego. Just yeah, I do.
so my question to you about your alter ego when you gotten older, bitch, are you the same person as your alter ego? Because I've had a conversation with a friend of mine, and I had a conversation with a friend of my husband, and he was like, these girls have these alter egos, but when you get them in person,
It's much different.
they're not that person
Okay,
who they're
all right, let me answer the
supposed
question.
to be.
Let me answer it like this. So, yes, no, well, no, I'm not the same person. Because like I always used like self-esteem and peer pressure. It ties into a lot. I used to always think I was the ugly friend. Like my self-esteem really fucked me up in my 20s. So once and in my 20s, I was always in relationships. I wanted to be that person who was like the example. So I always was in a relationship. So I didn't really get a chance to have my whole years. But after my relationship after like 25 and after like 25 to 30 or 26 to 30, I should say, I started like really learning me and like learning like, hey, oh bitch, a lot of people think I'm attractive. By the time I got to 30 is when I really developed Channel Blue. I would say 27. I would say is when Channel Blue developed, and I realized, hey, people think I'm attractive, and I need to think I'm attractive as well. I used to always think of me, unfortunately, again, as the ugly friend. That was where that self-esteem and that peer pressure came in. So I developed Channel Blue as an alter ego. Like when I would meet guys, I would be very, I don't want to say, hold on, let me make sure I choose the right words, because I know people will probably want to hear this. Shit, now I'm tipsy. I can't think of
You
the
can't
word.
think?
What's the word?
I'm
when people
sipping
think
on that wine.
That's
What's
how
the
I
word?
am.
What's the
Using the
word
words
when people
and
think
shit.
you too much? Like you just think you that bitch. Like
High
Arrogant.
conceited, arrogant.
Yeah.
I didn't want to people.
conceited and got
I didn't
lazy.
want to think like conceited and or arrogant, but I want to be confident. So in my 30s, I really became confident in who I am. Like confident in my body, who I am, and my personality and my looks and my features. Like I used to hate my lips, I used to hate my cheekbones, but that was things that people found attractive to me. So I took that and I developed Channel Blue to like, take advantage of it. And like now, like I love me completely.
Yeah.
So that's the alter ego. Channel Blue is the alter ego. It's me, but it's not. But it's just like guys that I thought I would never had a chance with. They get to meet Channel Blue before they meet Brandon. And I'm trying to choose my words carefully because I know this shit gonna bite me in the ass.
What? Bitch, just say it. I mean, have you come to find that people like Channel Blue more or Brandon more? As you
It's a
gotten older.
50-50.
As you gotten
It's
older.
a 50-50.
So what's the difference?
The social media presentation.
What is that?
Which
What
I
is
don't-
that different than who you like? Social media versus how
They
you're showing up today. What's the
think like,
difference?
well, for a while, like I used to like be out every damn weekend. Everybody think that I'm just out, like I'm just this person that's just always out. Like when I post in my stories and stuff, like I be out, but it's rare that I do. And I'm like, bitch, I sit in the house and I play Mortal Kombat.
It's just that when
all
you
the
do
fucking
post,
time.
it's-
I feel like we've
yeah.
all gotten that where,
Yeah.
bitch, I ain't been out in 3 weeks.
I'm bored
You
as
going off
fuck.
a post from 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like,
But if that's the only thing that you like, for example, that's the only thing that you post,
Post,
people are
that's
going to
what
think
people
that's
think.
it.
I don't
so
really-
I don't post like on my social media. I don't post anything about my political views. I rarely give my opinion.
Ooh,
The only
okay,
thing I
that's
really
an
post is
episode,
like
yeah.
being at a restaurant or out or on a trip or something. So people think that my life, and I'm sure you guys get the same thing. Is
Yeah. And then they look at
This
the
is-
people
yeah.
you associate yourself with. Oh, y'all. I'm like, okay, yeah, there's a y'all, but there's also a me. But I'm like, bitch, I'm born. I have a horrible case of OCD. I don't like people coming to my house because I'm paranoid. It's rare, but like,
so why don't we showcase that? I know this is off topic, but why don't you showcase that? And that could
it's
be for
not
all
any
of
fucking
us.
business.
but I do think
But
you
everything
showcase
else
that.
is.
But so here's the thing. I do think you showcase
On
that.
social media?
Yeah, I when he posts, I watch what he posts.
How
This
do you think I
bitch,
showcase
bitch, you like shrimp,
salmon, you love your dog, and bitch, you love watching fucking TV or playing games. Like you don't get. I don't.
Oh,
I get.
I
that.
do post that, but not as much. Well, that's more
But
so what I
that's
post.
what I get.
post
But
that.
I think maybe I don't pay attention.
But
that's what I get.
People only pay attention to the more entertaining stuff. But I'll post that on my Snap.
This bitch just cooked a whole good meal before Thanksgiving, bitch. What was the last week?
Oh, my Friendsgiving, yes, motherfucker.
Yeah. Exactly. So
I ain't see that out.
I feel like some
You
people,
don't even be on Instagram like that though.
I don't.
people just don't be
I
paying
watch, but
attention,
I don't
right?
be
Or
posting
like you
it.
said, they only pay attention to the most exciting
Parts of it.
pieces.
So I took this question a little differently about the alter ego. I don't think necessarily that I have an alter ego. I think growing up and like until like maybe my probably like high school, most middle and high school, I more so silenced myself. So I didn't necessarily create an alter ego, and I silenced myself to fit in or to not for people not to question who I was in terms of my sexuality. You know, and so you guys said you guys created like this alter ego. I would say mine was just more so silencing who I am as a person. And now that I'm an adult and have a lot more experience in life, I'm no longer silenced, right? And so me coming out or me being out has helped me to become the person that I want to be. And I no longer have to be quiet about who I am as a person. And coming out is, I mentioned it earlier, like it's about acceptance, but it's also about freeing myself. And I'm sure you guys have the same experience. The more people that know about you, and you don't think about the number, but you think about, I can be free. Like I don't have to hide who I am. I can live in my truth. And whether people judge you or not is, again, it's about being who you are authentically.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so I'm no longer silenced. And so that's why I say I didn't create an alter ego, but I was silenced, but now I'm no longer silent about who I am.
So you never really had that experience to even create.
No, because I wasn't on the chats. I had BGC, Adam for Adam, but I wasn't like on like.
But when he says like alter ego, it doesn't necessarily. Have
But
to
you
be
said
like-
Nikki.
But it doesn't have to. So that was Nick. So that was my home address.
Oh, okay.
That's where that came from. But I think like when he says, "Oh, it doesn't have to be a gay alter ego. It could just be an alter ego." Period. Like I think
a
about when you
persona,
say
like-
milk. Like
Oh, okay, Milk. So that's my hood, like Milk. So,
So that's
I
an
didn't give
alter
myself
ego.
that name.
But that's an alter ego though.
People created that for me.
Right. And also
People
Swinky.
can create alter
Swanky.
ego.
Yes,
Swank
yes.
is an alter ego. I never knew who Swank was for the longest time. And so, you were one of my first friends. We lost connection, but it wasn't anything ungenuine. It was
Right,
just
right,
like the time people
Yeah.
grow apart.
Mm-hmm.
But I still have like genuine love for you. Like
Yeah,
you was one of the
absolutely.
first people I met, like literally, like when in my teen years.
No.
I can't remember how we met.
I think
BGC.
It wasn't
No,
BGC.
it wasn't
no dating
It wasn't
stuff.
no days though.
It
It was
was
just
like-
like pressure. I'm trying to remember how we met.
I don't know why I keep thinking about Ro for some reason.
He's tied into it some way.
But it wasn't no dating or anything. It was a very organic relationship. I don't know how.
I don't
Was it
know.
MySpace?
No,
No?
it wasn't social media.
Okay.
So I'm gonna bleep that name out.
Oh yes, I should have said that. Oh my god.
Lord Jesus.
Jarrell.
There's so many Jarrells though.
But there's only one Gaither.
Oh,
Lord Jesus, bitch. Oh my
By the
God.
time he listens to this, he'll be over it. He'll be over it.
You're not gonna listen.
I'm sorry. He knows it. He get mad when I call him she. He knows it. He'll listen. Well, that was a good topic for alter ego. I still feel as though to this day I still have an alter ego because it's still fresh to me. Some people, it just depends on who I'm meeting and how they'll get it.
Okay.
I don't know. I just thinking of listening to what you're saying really quickly. It could be our fail safe. It could be like our defense mechanism. Like to not make you feel disenfranchised.
I can see that.
So for example, bitch, you said Conquest Channel Blue, bitch, people think you're more like cocky. Whereas or cocky or arrogant.
or whatever. But like you as a person, Brandon is just Brandon. But Conquest, that bitch get on my goddamn nerves, but I love him. You know?
See,
So I-
but
so
I love
now
him,
that
but
you
there's always a but.
Now that you're explaining it, I would say my alter ego is like putting my wall up and becoming like a snob, if that makes sense. And
Bougie.
so, yes, and that's
Karen
my
Huger.
way of not allowing people to penetrate this wall. Or like if I'm in a group, particularly gay guys, gay guys sometimes try to charge each other up. But my way of like not necessarily trying to connect with them is just putting the wall up and acting like a snob when I know I'm not really a snob. I'm social. I like to get to know people. But if I'm around people that I might be uncomfortable with or I don't necessarily know who they are, then that snobbiness you come out or whatever. So I guess that would be the alter ego.
I've seen it.
You said, oh my god.
Well, that was an interesting topic. You guys were a lot more vocal on that
Mhm.
than others.
It's because the girls like alter egos, they said.
Call me Sasha.
I don't know. I feel like our alter egos helps us become more the person that we want to be, that we know we should be, or that we want, or trying to be.
Okay.
It's more than it's more than your Clark Kent.
Well put.
Yeah, it's more than your Clark Kent.
Okay.
I mean, you're not
Well put.
you're not Superman, but bitch, you're not Clark Kent.
Okay, right.
You're in the middle.
You're in the middle.
I'm Wonder Woman.
I love Wonder Woman.
Bitch, well, you ain't Diana, bitch.
No, to bring this podcast to a close again, I thank both of y'all for coming out. I just really want to talk about life after coming out. For me, I'll keep it very short. Life after coming out has just been amazing. I just can't imagine myself being straight. Like, straight people are so boring.
True.
And I've like really had the experience of having different friends to help me mold me. I've had experience in different friends to mold me to the person I am today at 33. Damn, at 34. Oh, sorry.
I thought she was like 39.
Bitch, how old are you? You about to be 34?
I turned 34 February 3rd. 30 whore.
30 whore.
30 whore, more like it, because I'm living in my 20s. Yeah. Mona Scott is working.
So I would just say this. It just helps, like, I don't even know. Coming out is fucking horrifying. But, like, as you learn on, like, as you go, like, as you get more, coming out is horrifying. As you go through life, as you get through high school to college, it's easier. As you mold it on who you are, it's easier. For example, like, I did a bio on myself with all the execs and managers in my division, and his face is plastered in my PowerPoint. I don't care. I wouldn't have did that when I was working at McDonald's. I wouldn't have did that probably when I was working at DirecTV. But as I'm in my 30s, my mid-30s, or whatever.
Late 30s?
Late 30s.
It's definitely.
Let's see, very
We go round down. But, like, I'm comfortable with that. I'm a black man first.
Oh, listen to the song.
What you got?
So I agree with you. It is horrifying. It is. It's scary. But now that I'm on the other side of it, two words that come to mind is being free. Well, that's, I guess, more than two words. Well, freedom, being free within myself, as well as proud. Like, I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of my family and friends, not only for accepting me, but for being for who they are. So again, freedom and being proud are two things that I think about post coming out. And life is much easier. I don't have to hide who I am. I'm no longer silenced. I can be me. That was the moment.
Sorry, y'all. I cried it.
I cried it.
I cried it for the person that's going to listen to this that always want to correct people. Well, thank you for coming and being a part of my first show. Again, I wanted it to be unique, and I do feel like this conversation was unique. And I find it's unique that it's two people that I met in my early on, wanting to be gay or whatever.
When you was a young blossoming queen, honey.
Okay.
Sunflower, just
Okay.
In your cocoon, okay?
Okay, a social butterfly. I was a caterpillar, just running up North Avenue and Emerson Avenue.
Okay.
And now I'm blossoming into a butterfly.
Now you're out in the county.
Boys. A county bounty butterfly. Again, I thank y'all for making this a unique experience. And y'all want to talk about y'all social outlet? I will make sure I post this and tag y'all and promote y'all.
I'm good.
Yes, promote.
Wongi King, Wongi.King.
I_am_swank.
A lot of underscores.
Okay, 2 underscores.
I'm Channel Blue. Period. Well, no period. Just that simple. Again, thank you guys. Hopefully this podcast will help others, relate and make it easier to come out. Although we touched on different things, the main point of it was to, how coming out helps shape you to be who you are. And this is the first episode of the Channel Blue podcast, aka the Channel Blue Show, and I'll upload this on my station as well. We'll see y'all on episode 2.
All right.
Oh, good job.
Baby.
I'm gonna come around.
This was amazing.
Camera.
Oh, shit.
Group hug.
I got me again.
I broke this seal, baby.
This was
You were
amazing.
76, no wonder why it's hot in here.
Can you turn that off?
Turn it off.
Yes. I'm hot. I'm not gonna do shit at work tomorrow. I'm just gonna edit everything. I'm just gonna lock the door
Okay.
and just edit. Part 3. So I can put all of this in one episode. So I'm gonna have to zip it and put it here. How did you feel about that? What would be your feedback if you have any? I'm always open to criticism, like critical criticism.
No feedback. No, bitch, if we doing this like 6 months down the road, bitch, I might have some feedback. But, it's always been my goal to have to start a podcast. You've given me ideas. I told you, we have a LLC that we're going to put the podcast under. Too dope not to listen. I was supposed to be doing it with Darka, but this bitch is grown.
Who's Dirk?
Let me show you a picture of him.
So that's what I need. How can I get this registered as an actual business? What is the process for that?
You would have to have an EIN number, and you would have to put it under your this Dark.
Oh, Ron?
Yeah,
Huh.
he's my little brother's cousin, so we call each other cousins. But he was playing games, so bitch, I asked Deontay a couple months ago. But bitch, this fucking podcast equipment is expensive. Like I was reading up on it.
Like
it was,
the top line is, but it's actually, but the resources are there for it to not be so expensive.
yeah.
Like this was a blessing in
lobster
disguise.
room?
Yes.
I don't know if you want this part.
Bitch, is there people on there?
No, I made it private
Oh,
for like invite only.